today's topic is really easy for me because that is literally how we are doing Community CPA. So the topic of today is philanthropy and growing your business. A lot of times business owners struggle with that because obviously when you do a philanthropy kind of work, that is your time, your energy, your money that you invested in there and you put out. It is not the same as you're running a business and you're collecting money, you're making money. So, in terms of cash flow, one is outflow, one is inflow. So it's difficult to say that, yes, I have a good heart, but I don't know how far do I go and what's the benefit of that? Why, can I just be really, really selfish, still do a good business? Can I just forget about the community and ripping off other people and just make myself successful? Trust me, and that kind of person is running for president. So of course you can. Of course you can. But what I am trying to sell not to sell you, to convince you today is that there is another way to do business. And I can prove to you that it works because so far it worked really well for Community CPA. So let's go for that to really challenge ourselves in terms of what do we do on a business journey. And we want to make good profit. We want to make money. But at the same time, we want to really recognize ourselves in the place of the society. So what can we do? We will do good for the society and the community. At the same time, do good for the business. They're not conflict of each other, even though they are taking your time. So you give more here, you get less there. You give less there, you give more here. So that in terms of giving 24 hours a day, it is a conflict, but you can work that in and making that so seemingly the same thing, but accomplish both ends. So let's get going. And you are looking at our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel literally have all the deposit of all of our videos from the past. So if you want to search for anything, if you remember something Ying said wrong, then you are just like wanting to go find it, and you can find it because we have them all out there. And remember, we keep on doing this like disclaimers saying, oh yeah, you need to place your own judgment and stuff like that. That is what free service is all about, right? We provide the knowledge for you for free. We give you our opinions for free. And I just really hope that you are on my side. You agree with what I said. You don't have to tell me you agree. You just secretively agree. So you can go to vote on November 5th and vote the person I vote. All right? I know you know who I vote. But I will tell you that on November 5th because that's my Tuesday webinar. All right, let's get going with that. And I'll share the PowerPoint, which guides me to how to talk to you, how to bring my points up. And in here, I know I had made my screen adjustment to show my PowerPoint smaller. You really don't have to read it. But that's just a guidance for me. And just in case you want a screenshot, you can get that from there. So about our firm, right? I always brag about our firm because we are really very special. We're special in so many ways. First of all, I want to tell you that the people who works at our firm, majority of us speak at least 2 languages, if it is not more. So there's a total of 10 different languages collectively speaking inside of the firm. Of course, we only use those languages when our clients are easily communicated with us in a different language, and we have that for them. So that kind of made up our professional teams here. And we also serve clients, over 12,000 clients worldwide. So if you really kind of thinking about a firm of that many clients, then you sort of know our size of the practice. So we have 4 branches, and we actually have 5 branches. So we opened up our last one The one we just opened up is Houston, Texas branch. And for myself, I, of course, has a lot of stories, and I will tell you in this webinar because I want to lead you to understand how Community CPA come about. Community CPA is truly not somebody's good idea. It's not because of me so smart, no, to start up a business. You give me too much credit for that. I'm telling you, I have no idea about business at all. The only thing I have, which guided my compass the whole time, is my heart. And I truly care about people, just like a lot of us care about people. I have clients who started business, they haven't even made any penny yet, but they already think of if they made a penny, how they're gonna spend, how they're gonna help the society, the community, the people around them. So those people, just like myself, we have a good heart. Our heart aches when we see other human beings suffers. And we have a good life ourselves, and we want everybody else around us to have the same kind of good life. I do not enjoy the world of class, like only 1% of the Americans, and they know what means luxury. The rest of 99% Americans don't know how to spell that word. That is not the ideal society I am looking forward to. So the society we want is majority of people do not get hungry. Majority of the people do not struggle for medical care. So those are the things you, me, and others, we all have the same thing. So in our firm, and the Community CPA is coming about that good heart. It is not a business plan, and I'll tell you why. And let's go forward to look at this map. This map actually tells you where our branches are. So you see 5 of them, and the one far west is in Capitola, California. The south one is Houston, Texas. Then we are kind of have 3 branches in Midwest, 1 in Minnesota, 2 in Iowa. So I also wrote these 2 books already. It's on internet. You know that, right? You coming to my webinar, I always talk about my book. And I love to write these books because it is literally the journey of me, myself, growing up in the business world. Don't forget, I was born in China, communist China. So when I was a child, there's no such things about anything belongs to anybody. So the word of equity doesn't even exist in Chinese words. So I have to relearn that whole system when I come to Canada. So understand what means capitalism and a capitalist, and what is socialism, socialist. And then you also learn communism. So these are the definition Marxists give out, right? So we're kind of following that thinking and classifying countries to third world and or whatever. So those old theories, I don't know, I would still believe in that. I think the human society has advanced so much, and the borders has been so challenged by intellectual property across the globe. Things, the money generator are no longer have boundaries because they are literally shared on the internet. So you can see news from Europe and news from other countries, news from places you never heard of easily today. So that is a challenge on humanity, challenge on all of us to see how we can be a patriot for the country, but at the same time to not lose opportunities to join the mass force of intelligence and in the internet community to really advance your business, advance your money-making technology, and at the same time to not forget humanity overall, because the mission, the reason for generations after generation is to improve life qualities. That is also said in the Bible, right? So it's the all human movement is about bringing better quality to human society, so nobody is tortured and nobody is hurt, and everyone have enough food to eat, and everyone has a intellectual goals that they can accomplish. So that is Ying's mindset. So in a nutshell. Of course, no responsibility disclaimer because I can't change your viewpoint for the world. I'm just here to share with you mine. And I'm hoping that you get sold with what I believe and then come around here and we do business together and we believe things together. And we knew that we're making changes to the world. Where did Community CPA come from? I want to tell you this story. I grew up in a family, my parents are from China, and my father is a professor of foreign languages and English and French. And my mom is, before she got married, she learned, she was learning medical doctor on that degree. Then after she got married, then she went into engineering. So she's an engineer. So my mom is a very smart lady. So we have 5 of us. We all grow up in a communist environment. So commercializing things and knowing how to sell different things to other people to generate money, that's not even an idea, even a concept I have in my mind. So it's almost like if you have never seen a bathtub and you didn't know that person can drop in that bathtub to take a bath. You just know maybe shower, right? So it's a concept that never really there. So when I come to U.S. Back in 1998, so I was working at a university locally, and what I am doing at that time is their business managers managing their $32 million Department of Commerce grant. So I was my name tag on my office outside it says business manager. So there is a custodian, a Vietnamese gentleman, and his name is Bang Zai. And Bang Zai came to me one night, and he doesn't speak very good English. And I am a hardworking person. Even when I was working for the university, I am the one, I can pull out 48 hours to get a job done. So I was there at night. So Bang Zai knocked on my door and pointed at my name tag and gave me a letter. So this letter is an IRS notice. So he doesn't know why he owes $600 some on that notice. So that time, I was so new to U.S. I just arrived U.S. to start working. Back in 1996, I arrived. So 1998, I'm only 2 years, not even 2 years because I officially moved in 1998. And before that, I'm Canadian and I'm from Canada. So Bang Zai want me to look at this notice. I didn't even know the logo of IRS at the time because I haven't really filed my taxes yet. So he said, I have to pay this money. I don't have the money. Can you help me? So because I don't know what he has, so I told him that, okay, I'll look at that. Can you come back tomorrow to me? So I'll take my time, look at that, and I'll tell you. So I read through the notice, and of course I do internet search and making sure that I understand how this notice is coming about. It's a CP14. It says that the calculation was wrong of his taxes, and he actually gets the $630 some refund. And Bang Zai didn't read, doesn't know the English, so he thinks the number shows up is what he needs to pay. So I calculate the time, and knowing that he would get the check in about day or two, so he will be getting it. So he showed up next day, and I said to him that, in next few days you will get a check. For that, you don't need to pay. Don't worry about it. And he doesn't believe me. So he goes, are you sure? So I just wait, and see what happens. So because I couldn't really communicate with him very intelligently, and I don't speak Vietnamese, he doesn't speak English, so we are kind of like, just trust me. And a couple of days later, and he came with that check. He literally said that you're God sent. You actually, instead of making me pay, you even get money back from IRS for me. And you are so amazing. Ying, I'm going to tell everybody that you're such a magic and you're amazing. So that is how I ended up with 20 people lining up outside of the office. It is not even my service. It is actually my work job office. So that's really not really appropriate. So I told folks that, oh, no, don't do that. You can come to my house then if you have questions, but here's my workplace and don't come over here. So people start coming to my house. And coming to my house in such a way that there were African American people coming to my house, and I live in this very homogeneous neighborhood in Ankeny. And my neighbor literally knocking my door goes, Ying, are you okay? I said, what do you mean? He goes, there's a African American guy went into your house. I said, oh, I see. Yes, I'm okay. So I realize how not normal as an immigrant or a person of color in that neighborhood I live in. And guess what? When we buy houses that was back in 1998, right? Not too far from today, but we were not even, the agent and would tell us that these houses we cannot buy because whatever reason. They never said it's because we are colored people, but they're saying that, oh, they're not selling it to you. Then we insist to put in the offer. And then instead of saying no, they raise the price. So by the second time they raise the price, I ask the agent, so the builder don't want to sell it to us, right? And she goes, I guess. So that's how we didn't even have a chance to buy the brand new home in that neighborhood, which is the largest home they have developed. So we ended up buying that home we lived in Ankeny, from California. It's a relocation company selling that house, so we bought it. So obviously, I bought into this neighborhood is not very used to immigrants and doesn't understand immigrants. So that is how the story unfolded. So with Bonsai, I started to help people. People started giving me money, and I started to learn, okay, I need to charge. So business started. This is where Community CPA come about. It is not anybody's plan. It's anybody's plan. It's literally the community needs just drives it. Either I do it or somebody else will do it. It doesn't matter about Ying or not Ying. So with that said, so we grew, right? The firm is growing. So you can see I listed there, our income grew from $600 a year to, in about 10 years, we grew to about $250,000, 200,000. Then about 3 years, I'll say about another 10 years, then you grew to millions, 3.5 millions. Now we have 12,000 clients. You can calculate how much money, how big the firm is right now. But this is what I'm trying to say to you is, in the process of seeing Community CPA growing, you know what I learned? I learned there is a need. So with that said, you want the philanthropy you do, the good you do, has to tie with your mission, and that would enhance the company reputation. And I am so clear with my mission because I want to overcome the stereotype that immigrants doesn't even speak English, they never mind about even knowing QuickBook. And another story, I went into this car wash shop and the early years, like in the early years. I went to the car shop and the owner was struggling with QuickBook because the computer screen was facing the customer. So he was struggling with the QuickBook and I was standing there. I know what he was struggling. So I said to him, oh, you do this and that. So I said that to him. He didn't turn around. He just go ahead, did it. So he got that resolved. He was so happy, he turned around. You know what he said to me? He goes, you speak English? He didn't even bother to realize that I'm the one telling him how that QuickBook works. He said, oh, amazing, you speak English. Then we become good friends. He had never met someone who can speak English, never mind about QuickBook, right? So this is the stereotype that I have a mission. My personal mission, to stop proving myself what I know. People knows what I know, right? Stop proving what Community CPA is all about. People knows what we are. So here, Zig Ziglar, this is a very famous motivational speaker and a super salesman, right? And he said that what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. When you have a mission and you, in the process of you achieving it, that is a change agent for you as a person. That did change me. That did reinforce when we create a social environment where everybody can be objectively look at what other people do instead of judging them and by their skin color or by their accent. And if we can just really come above that, you'll find so many more talent that many companies are struggling. And do I struggle? I struggle, but I struggle in different ways. I don't struggle with talent because talent will be weakened in our firm. When they come into our firm, they're already very talented people. But in this company, and some of them could never find a same kind of job because they have such a strong accent. But their talent can be weakened here. They can learn, they can improve very fast. So you got these people coming in and their talent is weakened. Then they're looking for better opportunities. So the struggle I have is seeing people getting better so they move on to better life, better job, whatever they have looking for. But no one left Community CPA become worse. That is something I struggle. But what about other businesses you have? Do you struggle with talent? Are you awakening talent? And or you coming with people, then pretty soon they leave because they don't culturally fit. They felt being left out. I literally have people coming to our firm because they don't fit at the other place. They literally talk about how they don't fit and they want to come to our firm because they believe they would fit. You see how you're, in the process of doing your business, and you will find ways to grow your business while realizing your noble vision, noble mission, and you can do good for the society at the same time, make money for yourself. Identify the meaningful impact. This is most critical step for you wanting to be given, wanting to be meaningful, wanting to do philanthropy side of work, right? So in 2008, and I had worked with two other business people. One is Chinese gentleman, and the other one is a Colombian gentleman. Three of us get together, and we put together a nonprofit called the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. It was established in 2008. Till today, it is still going and getting bigger and bigger. Our mission is so simple. Our mission is to introduce the business environment of United States of America to the immigrant entrepreneurs who are new to the country, didn't have education about the business environment. The story behind that is one gentleman came to me, and he works for a car repair shop for 20-some years already. His dream is to set up his own car shop after he retired from this one. So he was saving money, wanting to buy a car shop location so he can start working on his dream. So I knew that's his dream. So one day, finally, he came, said that, Ying, I bought the property. I'm ready to do it, Ying, and please help me. I want to establish a business, do a car shop, and I'm ready. And I paid $20,000 down. I'm going to buy that location, and the bank already approved my loan. I look at the location, thinking to myself, it doesn't look like a zoned commercial property for car repair shop. I understand the repair shop has more strict, zoning requirement. Unlike if you wanting to set up a tax preparation business, you can just do it from your bedroom for right now until you get bigger. But, the zoning requirement is different for car shop. So I asked him, did you check with the seller that you can do a car shop over there? And he goes, oh, no, I didn't really tell them what I want to use that for. I said, I'm afraid maybe this is not the location you can do. So I checked online and I checked on the city code and I realized that it's zoned for residential. He cannot have there be a car shop. So I told him that was the most devastating news I give to someone who has been planning this for years and years and years. So, and he already bought the property. So he actually was so down. We didn't even have a good closure conversation. He was just like defeated. So he left. And that dream was paused for another 5 years. Then I see him again, and he got another property. This time he can do the car shop. That was the story why IES, Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, established. Because we want to go into one day, tell the business owner that you want to loan money to people, you want to become a bank, and you need to know these regulations. Or you want to become an accountant, and you need to have these, compliance requirements met. You want to be a car repair shop, you want to do a dealership, and you want to sell food, and you need to have these licenses available. So we are doing one-day crash course for people to be so realistically start their business without wasting any money. So that is where we know that's a meaningful impact for us. So we set up the nonprofit, we get going right away. So we did a one day. Every November, the second weekend of Saturday, it is the date we do this event. Other than the 2 years pandemic, we didn't have it in person, which we had online. The rest of the past 17 years, we had it going every year with about 800 to 1,000 participants coming in for that event. You see how identifying the meaningful impact is really important. Same with you. Maybe you say that, oh, Ying, is easy for you to do because you have such a unique background and you know what to do. I am, born and grow up here, and maybe I don't really know how to do that. Well, you will find it. And I'll give you an example. And we have a dermatologist doctor who are our client. And she set up a nonprofit to remove tattoos for people who has done tattoo then regret. And sometimes they need a job interview tomorrow. Then the face tattoo need to come out. And, the gentleman don't know what to do because if he goes in like that, he probably won't be hired as a manager for the project. But if he doesn't have the tattoo and he would present himself much more professionally. I'm not putting down people with tattoo. I'm just saying that you have this stereotype stuff, right? Just like if I am looking Asian and I tell you that I am, related to some British monarchies, and you don't believe me because you have the stereotype already. So the stereotype is not wrong. It is just our experience. So people have that experience about you based on what you look like. So it is important to have that resources so the gentleman don't have money can remove the tattoo. You see how those are meaningful impact. And more, and I have a restaurant owners, and before he has this successful restaurant, he had his childhood literally starved for food. So he had a hard time to waste any money for the food throwaway. The customer throw away food. And he prepared food, has some throwaway. So what he did is he put together all of these throwaway food. Some of them go to compose, so become fertilizers, and he will give out to the neighborhood and to the church to have them distributed out to other gardens and around the church. And then for the food that can give away and still edible, he will bring that over to church every Sunday. So in that church, the people are getting used to having those food because if they don't have it, they go, what happened to Philip? So that's a meaningful impact. But I do want to say that impact doesn't come like attack just one time. Impact means you knock on it again, again, and again. It is time stamp, give you the impact. So for saying that I'm a good heart person for one time, that is equivalent to nothing. But if you're a good heart person doing good heart things for your whole life, you are being noticed. In China, we have Lei Feng, that's a person's name. So Lei Feng does all the good things. And he helps people and he sacrifices himself. He's a very selfless person. He does that again and again and again in his life. That's why it is being held out as an example. We're not talking about meaningful impact for one day. So identify that in you and your business and carry that on and don't give up. That's really the key. Did I ever felt like I want to give up IES? Trust me, of course. There are years we literally struggling with funding. You have an event like 1,000 people, you need about $100,000 to run that event. But even if the sponsors are coming through, but we don't have enough. So when that happens, what do you do? As a business owner, we have discipline. So it is always my discipline that to see IES going forward without money issue. So we will donate. We do donate every year to make sure IES moves smoothly. So with that said, I hope you find that meaningful impact for yourself. Benefit for integrating philanthropy. Of course, there's a benefit. You enhance your brand reputation. Community CPA. We didn't really name our company as Ying CPA. Could very well done that way. But no, I don't recognize. I literally don't think I am the one had this firm. It's the community. Without communities pushing, and without these people building a CPA firm office for me, and I'm not educated in business. I felt scared when I signed up on lease. I don't even know, 3 years lease seems so long. I'm so terrified. But in the very beginning, my office was built by the community members. They didn't even want rent from me. So I had that to go into business. And with that, we built our brand as community because we are for community. We are from community. We're benefiting community, no one else. With that, and you create the positive ripple effect in the community, don't you? So we have a lot of impact to our community. I know we are not that big nationwide, but one day we will. And our goal is to have Community CPA name just like HR block for individual, low-income individuals where they go for tax filings. Community CPA are for businesses. And we want to be so known to businesses, whether it's owned by immigrants or not, any businesses, and you will come to Community CPA to fulfill your dream. We don't do accounting for that 1% top tier people where President Trump is working for, and we work for the middle class. We work for business owners that not the 1%. The 1% people, we have the knowledge, so we can download the knowledge to serve our people at large. So that's really, I would say that I benefited from integrating the philanthropy into activities into growing the business. Of course, along the way, we help a lot of immigrant business to grow. It's just not even myself, it's a lot of people. So I put in the examples from our firm because we enhanced our brand reputation, right, with Community CPA. So we created trust, credibility in the community. And actually, yesterday, my daughter went into a conference, and she came back, and people literally know Community CPA. So they, when someone introduced another person, introducing her to be, this is Crystal, and her mom is Community CPA Ying, and the people just recognize it. So that is the impact. It takes years to generate, to grow. But the idea is that reputation doesn't come from doing bad for the community. There's nothing lasts forever when you are not building the trust and credibility. And it's so precious for a person or a company to have credibility. If Community CPA filing bankruptcy for 6 times, do you trust Community CPA to handle your finance? You don't. Community CPA don't even owe anybody any money because we are that good. That is the credibility. That is the trust. We are showing up on the culture map because we're so special. We speak so many languages and we have such a world view. But because of we have world view, I want to tell you that, you know how nowadays everything farmed out to the foreign country? Do you know because of our world view, we knew how important that is to keep everything here in U.S. Community CPA is a CPA firm, never sent a data to overseas. Ask other CPA firm, ask KPMG, ask Ernst & Young. They do, but we do not because we understand the world outside of USA and we worried about people's privacy, their financial data. So they are all in here. So we are different, not that we just unconditionally embrace everything, is we are smart enough to choose who we want to be in this country. We want to be a community CPA rooted for the community here. We create positive ripple effect in the community, right? So the community recognizes us, and the community CPA is a brand, and we network, we have opportunities, and we bring businesses to other businesses across the board. So when we have, legal cases coming up, and we know to bring the lawyers coming in. We have clients who are lawyers. We have clients who are financial institutions. We have clients at all the industry. We can tell you, want to fix your driveway? We have clients who can fix the driveway. So that's the professional network opportunities we give to others, and in turn, others give to us. Amazing, isn't it? So that is one piece for your business. You stay on philanthropy path and you build your business, but at the same time, you're also developing talent and retain talent. So when people go to work, they shouldn't have to leave their hearts at home. This is written in one of the book called What's a Woman to Do? This is by Betty Bender. And she wrote that book. In that book, it has this quote by saying that, people should come to the office, to their work, embracing that, felt like the ownership of it, right? So that's retaining talent and doing this kind of mission. And when you are clearly articulate why we exist, what we do with your team members, and that increases the agreement at a much higher level. We're not talking about salary. We're not talking about benefit. We could be even not having a salary, but still a good group together because we agree on fundamental mission and a vision. You're fostering employee satisfaction by having that philanthropy spirit into the workplace. You enhance the team building when you are agreeing on the same thing. So at our firm, of course we are. It's not like every one of us is coming from another country. A lot of us, even if they look Asian, but they're actually born in America, they're American. We also have American, soldiers who fought in Afghanistan and is here working with us. So it's like a mix of intelligence, mix of talent we have inside of the company, but we all agree on the same principles. We believe that serving people with our heart, should be an easy thing to do. If that is hard things to do for you, then you don't belong to Community CPA, right? So with that, we attract the talent, And one thing I always say that the talent, you can educate someone to be intelligent, be a talent. You can only awaken that inside of them. I didn't create that wording. I don't know where I got that. So it was one of the book I listened. It was saying that I thought it was so great. That's exactly what that is. So everyone is smart in their ways. If you can bring them in and awaken that smartness, that person will do well for you. Even if they leave you, they will do well in the society. One thing I am so proud of for Community CPA, we educated so many minority professionals from our firm. And they went on to KPMG, becoming senior tax preparer. And without a stepping board from here, he will never make into KPMG, right? So those are the things we actually proud. I don't feel bad about people going upwards. We want people to go upwards. If they want to go upwards and they don't have a way to do it, I help them. So that is where, when you attract talent, and you will start to realize you don't have to be selfish as a business owner. You want everyone to get their best in life. Life is a journey. Can you imagine you are such an important key person to bring a real meaningful life to another person? What can be more rewarding than that? Nothing. So this is where your spirit of philanthropy has to come in. You can't focus on your little business goals. I don't want this person to leave. No. If this person learned enough, believe that can do more elsewhere, you want to help that transition. By you helping that, that's your philanthropy spirit. That is real. That is the highest level a human intelligence can go. We are human. We're not our puppies. They don't understand, but you can develop the next level of understanding and to know that helping others is helping you. Helping community is helping you. Helping the society is helping you. If you want to just talk from a selfish standpoint, I want everything to help me, then I want to say that, can you just temporarily forget about you and pretend you don't need you? Just do things for the community, for others. When you touch on other people's life, you will feel you in the most meaningful way. That is really why sometimes I tell my kids that when you ever feel stressed or feel worthless, didn't see your own value, that is because you haven't really helped another person for a long time. And think about that. And that is what really I want to bring to you, because, obviously there's so many ways to be given, to be in that spirit of giving. But, what is that for you still is your journey. But Community CPA comes through that way. So I want to prove to you that it makes sense. If you just do what I do and, follow, just listen to Ying for this time. Forget about your business for a little bit. Forget about you for a little bit. And just do something good for the community. See how that comes about. And give it a try. Not once, not twice. Give it a try at least 3 times. Then you will see the result. Attracting talent. I absolutely see that in Community CPA. A lot of times, we have people applying for our job. It's not because they saw some advertising. It's because they always know that we have this career page. They know our company, and they come in to talk to me about our company. I literally had just recently a candidate who wants to work in our firm just because he has been watching us doing things like IES, doing things like, on the YouTube channel, giving out knowledge and things like that. So she is attracted to Community CPA. She works at McLeod Poland right now. And she used to be working at another bank doing the same thing. Then she moved to McLeod Poland doing the same thing. But now she wants to move to Community CPA. So this is literally how our philanthropy actions is attracting talent. And once they come in, it is your job to awaken that so they can be with you for a much longer ride. Examples from Community CPA, fostering employee satisfaction, right? When you have that belief in you, the culture is there. So when we provide volunteer service to our community event, that is such a joy come from deep inside. It is not a forced engagement, right? That is also our team building, and that is also our skill development piece, which we want our staff to be able to talk to strangers easily, to be able to mingle with the society. And it does so much for human beings. If you have a society, you feel like you're in it. And this is why, how the new immigrant who come to U.S., they relocate easily. Do you know why? Because they didn't mingle into the society. But if they come into town, then all of the activities are surrounding them. Neighbors coming to pull them out, and the school are wanting their kids to go. And then you have IES encouraging them to work on the business. If those things are touching on the family and from different angle, they feel like they belong. They don't move. This is where when they are already left their old home, the war-torn country, come to U.S., and they may be seen as someone move around. That's because the society hasn't really wrapped around them, and they haven't really extended their connections out both ways, right? So the Springfield Hayden people are actually mingled into society. That is why when the comments coming about of them eating dogs and cats is stirred up so much controversy locally, because the society disagree with that kind of comments. So that is actually proven to you that when we are mingled into society and with spirit of philanthropy, and that is how we can be a one society. That is how we can see the United States of America, to be united, not divided. So this is really, really key. I know I'm talking about little things for business owners, but it's also very big for the country. If all of us doing what Community CPA is doing, I think the society, the community, the country will amplify that spirit out, and it will make positive ripples all the way to Washington, D.C. Tips to involve employee in unpaid philanthropy activities. So this is where a lot of times our small business owner will say to me that, Ying, it's easy for you to say, to go to food banks, and we were helping to distributing food, and then my employee will say, now, do I get a vacation for that? Do I get paid for that? So I know that is really normal. So I do not have an answer for you to say don't pay, or pay. I do not have the answer. But the key to deal with that is to measure the buy-in. If you have a lot of people in your company coming back out and says, boss, I'm not going unless you pay me, that just means that they did not buy in what you're doing. That is not their spirit. That is not their philanthropy activity. So you want to create that culture, make that yours and make that theirs. When that is theirs, you don't have these kind of questions coming in. Then you ask me, oh, Ying, did you get there? Of course not. Because culture building is continuous. So every time we got a new employee and we're shifting the culture, we need to bring the employee in. And every time we have an event, and there's some people are just not wanting to do that, and so these are the things we need to overcome. And we want to again and again to articulate our mission, to review where we are coming from. I tell so many times of where Community CPA is coming from, because it is not my business plan. It is absolutely has zero to do with Ying. It could be anybody else in my chair. Anybody. In the right time, right moment, right realization, they will be here just like I am. So I'm not any special for any reason, but the need of the community. And at the moment, you snatch the moment, and you know what that is. That mission, and with my upbringing, with my experience, immigrant to Canada, immigrant to US, this is who I am. I am so pro immigration. I believe that is the most intelligent way for the world peace to be in our hand, at the same time the world talent to be awakened inside of United States of America. So that is what I see, and I echo that thinking, I reinforce that thought, I talk to my staff all the time about who we are, who we really are. So then I do not get 40-some people coming in saying I'm not doing it because I'm not getting paid. No, our folks don't do that. So this is where you want to get your staff involved. Final thoughts and takeaway. You, as a CEO, as a business owner, you're the leader. You have the biggest impact in the direction where your business will go. You. You know, when I was young, I actually do not understand the impact the leader brings in. Because when I was young, the leadership is a dictatorship, right? Is the Mao, he is the boss, so everyone follows. There's not much of a book to read rather than the Red Bible. We have those 5 Red Bibles. I remember when I was in my elementary school, the number 5 book came out, and I don't memorize those anymore, but at that time, I was one of those kids can memorize that book. So with that said, that's a dictatorship. So you don't have a lot of choice, and you just go with one direction. But as a leader in the free world right now here, and you can go so many directions. Your business can cheat money. Your business can spend other people's money and not pay back, filing bankruptcies. You can still be rich. You can even run presidential election. And your business can do shady stuff and to survive. And you can do all kind of negative things to grow your business. But that's not gonna last you. I always said to my business people that if you want your business to be a legacy, if you want to go on, the goodness, the righteous, the integrity are actually much more important than how many more dollars you're gonna make this year. Having that integrity will safeguard your future and your children's future. But of course, you need to teach that all the way to your next generation. And that's one thing I am very proud of myself, because my children are very decent human beings. They have this integrity level of right or wrong. And it's just something I want to see in them, and they all have it. So I know they will do well in their life. And you are the same. Your employees, your staff, they follow your impact. They follow your direction. So you yourself need to know you act on your heart. And you do business, not just for you to make money, but also to benefit the society. Emotional intelligence is so million times more important than technology, than skills, and then smartness, and then ways to get away and filing bankruptcies, knows the loopholes, but that emotional intelligence, it is for you to culture that emotional intelligence and bring all of them with you, form that strong relationship with your client, with your employee, you'll make a good business. Vision, strategic thinking, that is embedded in your direction. You want to set a goal, you want to repeat the goal, you want to refresh the goal, and you want to always remember. And the people forget if you don't mention about where you come from. So you want to mention that again and again why you are doing what you are doing. And the self-awareness, that's really advice I give to our business owner. And, as much as we can, you're smart, so you're running business, and you are above average, but running business is a lonely game. A lot of times, some of the things, you just don't know who you can talk to. So you rely on self-awareness. Understand our own strengths and weakness will help you make good decisions. And if you knew you tend to go our shortcut and doing it wrong, this is the shortcut, so I can save a couple more bucks of taxes. If you knew you tend to go there, find a good tax advisor and do it right. Overcome that. Laziness is always an easy path, and quick money is always attractive, but fight that tendency and, make a life without filing bankruptcy. Even if you have to file bankruptcy, and be grateful that you got a chance to restart, but not to use it as a tool to get away from responsibilities. And I absolutely believe the sixth bankruptcy President Trump filed was a reorganization to shift wealth into himself personally and to write down the investors, the banks, and of course, and he probably didn't hurt anybody to bankruptcy by losing the money that he is playing with. But again, sixth bankruptcy is plenty to tell you the character of a person. That is not integrity speaking. That is cunning business practice that I look down for that. I do not believe good business people should file 6 bankruptcies. With that said, it is my philanthropy talk of the week. And I hope I gave you a little bit understanding of how community CPAs come about. That is how strong I am in believing doing good from your heart and giving your time, giving your energy. That is not a waste of time and energy. That will generate the goodwill for you, for even your next generation. And these are our partners on the screen. And I am I'm the CEO and the managing partner right on the top. And then you have 5 other partners we have in our business. Dr. Hao is on the ERC, R&D, government program, and the buy and sell, company formation and dissolution side of the business. And then Kim is a business consultation and the license permits and ownership transfer leases. Dr. Hao and Dan Kim work really close to each other. And Dan also is the person that you will talk to when you become our client. And he's in charge of client services. And Song Mo, and he speaks Spanish. He is a Spanish client services, tax, audit, accounting work that we do here. And we do audit for nonprofit. And we also do audit for IPO companies. So Song is in charge of that. Kwon Chum Jung Wat. I'll challenge you to know how to spell her last name. And she is actually a partner for payroll, sales tax, and accounting. So she handles our payroll businesses here in our firm. And Derek is our IT master. Derek actually, we have 3 IT full-time staff, and Derek is leading the IT side of the business. And also we do work for clients when they have IT side of inquiries. So Derek, that you right there. And they have this free discovery calls available. Why not take advantage of that and click their name and book for 30 minutes and free, and ask them questions, and then come out to see whether our firm is the best suit for you, right? And my last slides for the day. Actually, my last is this one, but is the other one. This one is tax planning service. It's time to do tax planning, folks. And don't wait to find yourself in the dilemma where you think you pay too much taxes. And if you knew you are doing really well this year, you might be paying a lot of taxes, come to do tax planning. You don't have to do taxes with us, but you can do tax planning service with us. Then you can bring our plan to your tax preparer. Of course, we can prepare your taxes, but I also very respectful of other professionals. If you're already having that relationship, we don't want to take you out of there, but you can utilize us to get a smart plan together. And you know what? Our tax planning is not a book. We don't give you 57 pages to impress you. We give you 8 by 11. One page that has everything of your tax life. And the people who come to our firm for that, we call that one-page planning because we are that precise. We are that to the point. We give you solutions. Last page of our presentation is how you're going to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're going to do that, right? So subscribe to our YouTube channel and hear me if you're not tired of me yet. And I have different topics. I don't just talk about philanthropy, to the end. And we have so much content we provide you. And Catherine at communitycpa.com, that's where you send email to say what you like to hear me talking. And we are a CPA firm open 6 days a week, folks. Yes, 6 days a week, not 5 days. And we work from 8:30 to 5:30. For after hours, you can get an appointment with us. We will make it available to you. On Saturday, if you call, we are working, so you have a real voice coming out to talk to you. I hope you enjoyed my talk today. A lot of it is from my heart, and I really don't know how to pretend. And I'll just tell you what I think, and I hope and you got a little sparkles out of this talk and start something that meaningful to you. All right? We'll talk again. Bye-bye.